Uh-huh. Okay. I needed to restart OBS apparently. Works for me, I guess. Okay, so today, we'll be modding. We're gonna continue the HUD overhaul for Scaling Feast, and yeah, that's basically the plan. So I got this here. Last time we got the actual container parts, like the empty container parts. Um, and I'm gonna see what else we had. The bloated containers. And then I think it's the lower bar and then the upper bar, right? So the lower bar. What does this even return? That. So the lower bar would want this too. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, we want something like this to see if there's a lower bar that should be drawn. Otherwise, we draw the upper bar. I think. And this abstract scaling feast bloated bar drawable. Yes. Okay. This is if it has a hunger overlay. And then if it has a hunger overlay, we shift it, right? So this is just a flag, which would be true here. Now, if this should draw, it should draw the lower bar if accessor dot get SF food stats dot get bloated hunger amount greater than or equal to this thing. So if you have greater than 20 bloated, without having like 20, 40, etc., then we should draw it. And we draw 20. And where's our V? Are the bloated containers, is it drawing both? It's not drawing both. I believe this would be 18, right? I need to check this actually. Yeah, because that's 0, 9, 18, 27. So it is 18 here. This is like the meat part. I don't know how to describe it other than that. This should be protected. Abstract scaling fees bloated bar drawable, I guess. This is for the colored overlay. Get bloated color and gonna be player, or sorry, scaling fees API dot accessor dot get SF food stats, get bloated hunger amount. Right, but not exactly. Right? For example, for the lower saturation bar or whatever, right? We need to subtract. We need to subtract 20 here. All right, and then when we do that, and the U chord shift is going to be 0 because that's never going to be a thing. I guess we're just going to do that. This is going to be abstract scaling fees bloated bar drawable, I guess. The bloated containers are always drawn, so this is always drawn too. Now, if the vanilla override sat. How the heck does this even work? It just doesn't. Yeah, because if they're... I guess... I guess I need to check that. So this is going to be... I guess I could get abstract scaling fees bloated bar drawable dot get number of bloated icons for the player. So if it's... Yeah, if it's greater than... If it's greater than 20, if it's 20 or greater, then we just want to set it to drawing 20, so it doesn't matter. But if it's less than that, then we will need to potentially draw half shanks. So this is 43. We divide it by 2, we get 21.5, but then it just goes down to 20, right? Or like if we get 43, it goes down to 20, and then we divide by 2 and we get 10. Which actually means I think I messed this up. This needs to be divided by 2. So this can actually just return this. The base U chord here is 0, the base V chord here is drawable dot, this is for the meat part. And the U chord shift is going to be if excess is 0.5, 9, otherwise 0. This is what we're going to return. That way, if there is excess, that should work. Because we need to draw that part too. And we have the lower bar, and now it's just the upper bar. So now the upper bar. We're just gonna call it the meat part. I don't know what else to call it, so that's just what we're doing here. But we always draw. We always draw. This is where we need the magic formula, right? We did it for the upper hunger bar too. Get icon count for topmost bar. And then we just pass in. I guess I think it's a float, right? Yeah, it's a float. So we're going to return abstract scaling feast stat bar drawable dot get icon for topmost bar, and it's going to be a scaling feast API accessor, get the SF food stats for the player, and then get the bloated hunger amount. All right. And the base U coord is going to be 0. The base V coord is going to be I think the base U coord was pretty much always 0. Well, that's not always true, so we'll leave it like that. This is going to be U, and then the colored overlay part. And the color is going to be draw utils dot, not draw utils, get bloated color API dot accessor, get the food stats, get the bloated hunger amount. And the U chord shift. This is going to be the interesting thing. We're gonna have, oh no, this needs to be a float. And then if I need to have their bloated amount as well. If the bloat modulo 2 is not 0, so it's odd, and the bloat is less than the vanilla max hunger. If we're odd and we're less than the max hunger, then we're going to need to shift more, because we need the different little icon section. We will return the count plus (0.25). Otherwise, we would just return the count. And this needs to be a float. So we're adding 0.25 because now what I can do is I can check here and I can say if the excess is 0.5, then that's just normal and we can return 9. Otherwise, if the excess is 0.75, oops, I can return 18 and shift it further. Otherwise, I just return 0. I have basically encoded whether or not we're on this layer, because if we're on this layer, we need a different half shank texture, basically. Now I need to check something. Very important. I need to test something very, very important. Because this is everything, except we also have to draw the max icon, which is another thing. This has blend and alpha. And we need to enable the blend func. Let me figure out what the max color is, because this is for the starvation tracker stuff. And then we set the color to whatever it is. Wow. On the start and end colors only if tick greater than 0, otherwise just draw start color. Oh, I see how it blends it. We set the color, and then if it's custom, we do that. We draw another thing on top of it with the alpha. I can do a 3UB, or I guess I'd need a 4UB. I don't know if it takes a 4UB. That'd be annoying if it didn't. And then I just draw that, and then we do that. So this is, I think it's just abstract drawable, right? Requires blend, requires alpha, and then there's draw. And then we disable blend, disable alpha. And we end the section. I can have a protected static void. Can I do an alpha? Maybe a byte for alpha? GL color 4UB, yes. Color.get, what are you doing? dot get R, color dot get G, color dot get B, and throw an alpha. mc.inGameGUI.draw textured modal rect. We have X, we have Y, we have U, we have V, we have 9, and then we also have 9. gl11.gl color. I guess we can do 4f, and then just do 1.0f, 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 and 1.0f. So it can be nullable if we're drawing this, but if we're drawing it with alpha, then we need a color. Can I put this in an at code block? It's probably better. All right, we got that. All right, because now it'll say that it does that. Okay. There we go. Because we need that. Why does CurseForge do this every time? It's so annoying. I guess we want this to just be a drawable because we're not drawing a stat bar necessarily. So we're just drawing one icon. So I guess so. Okay. All right. While that loads up, I guess we can think about how we're drawing the max here. I think we extend this, and then we just do this. We do whatever we need to do, and then we will call these draw functions, methods, whatever, if necessary, because this already has everything that it needs. I think we just extend this. This needs to be true and true. That needs to be that. Are you? There we go. It's finally working. This should always draw. And now it's just what we draw. Okay, those are the only two commands for that. I should be able to... So we have this, and then I can do slash effect. It surrounds the icons, but it doesn't actually change them. But this does. Well, it's supposed to, but it looks weird. Yeah, it's supposed to match, so it'd be nice if it did match. Yeah, no. So that when it shows whatever it's supposed to show, when it shows that I have bloated and I have the hunger effect, it doesn't just make the icons, or it doesn't just make like the outline container hunger colored. It actually applies a hunger effect to the bloated chunks themselves. That would be nice. So there is something. So I do have to change that. I would like to know if I can pull up. Okay, there's something here. Where is it? There we go. So I need to look at that and then kind of correlate. Hold on, I gotta. Need to correlate the textures. I don't think I have a, wait a second. I'm not sure if I have the original texture, but that probably doesn't matter. Okay. We need to add additional textures. To my texture map. No, not there. I need in here. There we are. Here we are. Okay. So, yeah, no, not that. Change the brush. Okay, that's better. That's what we want. So what we have here is we have wait a second. This isn't even what I want to open this with. I want to open you with this because you can actually see it reasonably. Hold on. I got this. Very good. Okay, so now I can actually do this. I don't need this. Okay. This? This what I want? Dang it, you were so close to being decent, and then you just had to... It had to go and mess it all up and not be good. Okay, well this doesn't work. That's lovely. What if I did this? If this worked, I would be stunned. I hate this. It doesn't want to capture it. This is so dumb. Well, okay. Look. We can't, I can't capture this. Which is really dumb. I don't know why this can't be captured. This is really dumb. Do 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 do. Nope, not gonna work. All right, love that for me. Love that for me. We're gonna have to. I'm surprised that this window capture is not going to work. I guess. Okay, I have a solution. It's a dumb solution, but it works. I just have to capture my whole monitor. That's lovely. I love doing that. I love doing that. Hello. And now we will crop this. Oh, no, 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 not for that, dude, for you. What are you doing? My goodness. Sure. Okay, look at what I have done this. I have done it. I have paint. I had to just raw capture my entire monitor. Lovely. Anyway, so this is the texture map of, you know, this is a texture map of Scaling Feast, right? And so up here we have the regular like hunger color stuff, like the colored hunger. This is the overlay that gets applied if the hunger effect is active. This is the saturation parts. This bit right here, 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 and here, and then this bit is the max. Right? And then we also have this. This is for the bloated part. As you can see, it's a little bit brighter. And then this is like the meat parts of the things. And so what I need to do is over here, I need to add a hunger overlay effect. And over here as well, I need to add a hunger overlay effect as well for this and for this. And I have to do it on the alternate one, which, yeah. So what I'm thinking I need to do here, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd say to figure out what my window here is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so here is the top right. Now, I need to make sure that they're lined up on the exact spot. Right, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I select? Hold on, select a region. Right, so look at this. If I copy this and paste it, I can move it here, right? And so this is the section. This is what I would be using. In fact, really what I'm using is I'm using like this whole section. I'm just making these textures a little lighter. So that's there. Can I move you, like, so if you're there, move you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that even lined up? It is. So from here, there should be 2 in that corner. If this is the right spot, it is. So it should be like that. Okay. Now I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. Alright. Okay. Okie dokie. Now I need to change these slightly, probably. Alright, so what is this? How do I eyedropper this? Eyedropper this. What color are you? You are full white. What color are you? You're full white as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Which means you're full white and you're full white. But what color are you? You're E6. Okay. And you are F6. So how much lighter is that? Because I could take, like, so these components remain the same because there's no change between this and this. But what I can do is I can figure out how much brighter the rest of these colors are compared to this, and then increase the brightness of these colors by that same amount. Which is a lot, but it'll work. Trust me. So this is E6 and this is F6. Can I get RGB to HSL? So the what's the RGB on F6? 246. Okay. 246. 246. 246. Convert it. It has a lightness of 96.5. And now E6, I think this is 230. Now it's 90.2. So now what I do is I take exclusively this color right here. And I convert it 148, 115, and then 60. Convert this. So, and then basically add 6 lightness. So if I make this 6, so now if I go the other way around, what's the hue here? The hue is 37, the saturation is 42.3. 42.3, 42.3, and then the lightness is going to be 46.2 basically. So now this will change to like 168. This will change to 129. And then this will change to 68. And that is exclusively for this color here and this color here. Literally just those two colors. Now I take this color, which is B4, and I take this color, which is CC. This is 204, 204, 204. Convert that. That just says 80. And this is what? B4, yeah. Wait, what is B4? B4 is 180, okay. 180, 180, 180, convert this, we get 70.6 to 80. So it's basically a change in 10 brightness. So now I take this color and I convert it. So this is 110, 82, 33, convert this. And that has a hue of 38, a saturation of 53.8, and it's going to have a lightness of 38. Convert that. And now this is going to be 149, 111, and 45. And that's for that. And literally just that one. Now, for this color, though, it's the exact same because it's the same thing here, so we apply the same transformation, which is we increase the lightness by 10. So this is 55, 53, and 24. And we're going to go to this. So we have 56, 56, 39.2, and 25.5. And then this is going to be 91, 87, and 40. And that's going to go for this color and for this color. So we've done this color, this color, this color, this color, this color, this color, or this color, because these colors don't change. I need to change this color here. And that's it. Which means I need the difference between this and this. So what is this one? This one is CD, which is going to be 205, which is 80.4, okay. And you are going to be E7, which is 231. Which is 90.6. 80.4, 90.6. It's a difference of 10, basically. Okay. So now, grab this color and put that into this, which is 127, 97, 45. I get 38, 47.7, 33.7, 38, 47.7, and it's going to be 33.7, which is going to be 43.7 after the conversion, basically. It's going to be 165, 126, and 58. And that's what you guys are going to be. So now it's just a little bit lighter, which means, well, it doesn't really mean much, but. And now we have to do this. So I do have a set of this, sorry, no. It's right here. I believe this part here is the same. Hold on, let me switch real quick while I figure this out. Because I don't want to start throwing a whole bunch of stuff on my monitor and freaking dox myself. Now, I could have sworn I had this texture map somewhere, like this exact texture map. I just don't know if I still do. Oh, you know what I can do, actually? We can now check this color, DDCE84, and this color, which is not the same, actually. Okay, that's all I really needed to know. So we're going to switch back. If it would. Oh wait, I'm genius level. Okay, so I don't know what's happening up there, but whatever, that's not fine. Or that's fine. So I need to make this a little bit more yellow. So we're gonna take this and we're going to make it a little bit more yellow. Right here. Or, and then I need this bit, which will make kind of yellow as well. I will make this one probably like that. And now we need some kind of red. So like this one is like this kind of red. Is this all the same color? So it would look sort of like this. Well, actually, it would look a little different. right? And then get this. That would go there. Get this, and that would go there. Now, obviously, this would be a really dark green outline, but like that's sort of what it would look like, which I think looks pretty fine if you ask me, so that's good. Now we need this gap here because the regular drawing thing will shift it by... It will shift it by, whatever. Shift it by 27, right? So it'll go 1, 2, 3, and it'll start drawing from here. So we need this gap here. So this bit should be aligned with this and with this. That's my thing. Okay, now give me second. Because I have to open the other one now. Okay. Because this is the other one where we reverse this and this, which means that I can't actually use that other thing as an indicator. Lovely. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I think that pasted it in the right spot anyway. Because this is lined up with this, and this is lined up with this. And this is lined up here. And this is lined up relative to itself correctly. Beautiful. That's all I need to do with that. So now that'll actually draw the correct bloated thing when you have the hunger effect. Now drawing this, drawing the max. We have blend, we have alpha. This draw, we need to enable the GL11.GL blend func. It's gonna be GL11.GL source alpha. GL11.GL1 minus source alpha. Now, most of this, I think, is... So we have that. I need this to be left minus int so when we draw max, we get max, right? Max is just get max hunger. Yeah. Do I need max for anything else for drawing the max? Don't know why I make the call again, but accessor get max hunger for this player. This is going to be max minus 1. Divide by 2.0 f times 8 minus 9. This is the magic formula for this. I don't have the jitter though. That's a different max. Wow, do I need a different max? Yeah, because I need the actual max hunger. Okay. There's gonna be math dot. Is it gonna be math dot max? We do max modulo 20. But if it is 20, we don't want it to be 20. If I do the max, oh, if I do the if I do this, no, not that. I think it was for this. Yeah, we did this. We subtract a tiny bit. and then cast it down to int. So we'll subtract a little bit, do modulo 20, and then cast it down to int. I need to break out a freaking calculator, a graphing calculator. If I make this, let me look at this. Get mod x minus. It's gonna be the floor, or do I floor after? I floor after. X minus 0.1, for example. So if my max is 1, I will be at 1. So f of, we'll just do a, and then we'll add a slider for a. And this will be from 1 to 20 with step 1. Okay, so. Or do I want the ceiling here? I guess this is for the index, right? Yeah, so I actually do want floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 17, 19. Let's actually make it go to 40. And then it goes to 0, 19. Yeah, okay, this is the magic formula. Okay, I found the other magic formula for this. There we are. So we'll call it the max index, and it's going to be whatever we're going to cast down to an int, which is going to floor it. We're just going to truncate it of the actual max minus 0.1 take that modulo modconst.max hunger. So for a max of 20, this is going to I have lost the plot a little bit here. There's a divide by 2 that needs to be in here somewhere. Where is this? Yeah, we need to divide by 2. But do I divide by 2 before the floor? I don't think so. I'm gonna see. Do I divide by 2 before the floor? Three, 4, 5, 6. 19 and 20 does index 9. And then, yeah, so I divide by 2 before the floor. Okay. Before the floor. Before the floor. So this, divide by 2.0 f. And then this is going to use the max index. Get jitter amount, and we're going to index that at max index. Right, so if my max hunger is, say, 10, then I'd want it at index 4. So 0 is going to be for that, 1 is going to be for that, 2 is going to be for that, 3 is going to be for that, 4 is going to be for that. So it's going to be for the right index. Yep, this is the magic formula. Absolutely the magic formula here. And this is not J, this is Y. Now, if hunger is greater than 20 times the ceiling of your max divided by 20 minus 1, or if it's 0. Oh, if you're on the bar, then it will set it. Otherwise, it sets it to the transparency. Although we do need to be a byte. If the food level is greater than times the ceiling of max divide by 20 minus 1, or I need a separate thing for this, I just realized, so that's good. Or if hunger is 0, it's going to be 1.0 f. Otherwise, it's going to be mod config.hud dot max outline transparency, all of that times 255. And then cast that as a byte. And now we need to figure out what the heck this is. So comment that out for a second. Have this as a private. I forgot that there is 2 ways that this could be drawn. Okay, so we get the max color based on what? I only need that. And then I need to do basically all of this. If it equals that, then we have to have another thing here. Actually, we can write this as a series of guards instead. That would be saturation. Then return new color. If max color style, so this is mod config dot HUD dot max color style. If that's, I don't know what this even is. Max color style dot custom, then S is just mod config dot HUD dot max color end. Else we have another block that will assign S. iconfig.features dot starve dot tracker dot loss frequency. If this is 1 or auto-config.features.starve.tracker.starve loss. If that's 0, then S is that. Actually, I can put this here, and then this can be an else if. S can just be this. Starve ticks plus 1 if that's max ticks. Then S is AA0000. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. Actually, I have a brilliant idea. Oh, this should be a float. It should be tick color thresholds. And it's going to be 0.9. Oops. And then it's going to be 0.75. And then it's going to be 0.5. And then it's going to be 0. First one is going to be FF5555. Second one is going to be FFAA00. Whoops. Welcome, welcome. What's happening? We are continuing to draw cool things on the screen. We also made some minor GUI HUD additions. We drew some additional textures. It's gonna be F 55555, and it's gonna be FF. Wait, can't I just put that in there? What is this? What am I looking at? If max 6 is 1, or this, or this is dumb. We only need these 3 thresholds. Because then we just go here if max 6 is 1, or this, or starve ticks is 0. Or, sorry. Oh, I see. No, I see why I can't do that. That's hyper specific, but fair enough. We need that, even though we already have it here. We need it because we have to check for, we have to have the check for ticks greater than 0 after all these other checks. It specifically has to come after. It's not allowed to come before. I can't put it up here because then these things won't trigger. And I can't put this before this because I actually need to check this one first. If I don't check this one first, then if this config field is set, it's not going to do this. Fair enough. All right, so for int I equals 0, I less than what tick color thresholds dot length I plus plus. So if now we just do an if. Since we've looped over it, we don't need to have multiple checks. We just do if star ticks is greater than tick color thresholds indexed at I times max ticks, then S is color thresholds indexed at I, and we break out of that. Something's not right. What's not right? Oh, because this thing needs this. There we go. That's fair. So then we break out of it. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to set S to being 55FF55, and then if we loop through this and we don't satisfy any of these conditions, S will have been set to something before the loop. Otherwise, S will be set to, you know, this thing, right? So like this maps to this, this maps to this, this maps to this, this maps to this. And then After all of that, we return new color with S. Da da da! Wow, look at that! Isn't that brilliant? This is gonna be get max color. And now I need scaling feast API dot accessor dot get SF food stats for the player, and that gets starvation tracker count. I think that's it. And this uses ticks. Now, when is ticks called? Where's ticks? Get starvation tracker count. Yeah, so that's the right method. So that is that. Now we're here. So that counts if the tracker style is saturation. So if the tracker style is not saturation, then if it's custom color, then we set that. Otherwise, we do this. Bada boom. Now, that gets us this. And now that color will already have been called. Well, no, when I draw the icon, that color will be called. Blend the start and end colors only if tick greater than 0, otherwise just draw start color. So we're drawing this. Blend the start and end colors only if tick greater than 0. Otherwise, just draw the start color. Does this even make sense? If tick's greater than 0, I need this as a separate thing. Short starve ticks is scaling feast API dot accessor dot get this dot get starvation tracker count. And this goes here, starve ticks. I mean, technically this bit of code does work, so I see no reason to really divert too much from this because this does seem to work. So if starve ticks greater than 0, if tar ticks is greater than 0 and modconfig.hud. Max color style. If this is max color style, oh my gosh, this is so complicated. If this is custom, then we blend the start and end colors. Otherwise, so we're basically here. Okay, if this, then if starve ticks greater than 0, I'm gonna put the same comment here. Blend start and end colors if tick greater than 0. Otherwise, only use start color. So if we do this, we will draw abstract drawable dot draw icon. We do have an alpha here, so pass an MC, X we've computed, Y we've computed. U is 36 apparently, which I probably want to make a constant. That's going to be 36. Max V coord is going to be 9, I believe. It's going to be max U coord, max V coord. We're going to pass in max color and our alpha. Okay, good. Now we just change this. So basically we have to have another call here, and this call is going to be outside. Right? It's just here now I change this color to being max color is new color. And I would set the alpha. I would change the alpha here to some really complex thing. Anyway, this color is going to be modconfig.hud.maxColorStart. And alpha is going to be byte 255 times something. This something is going to be if the ticks plus 1 is less than that, if the ticks plus 1 is less than our loss frequency, then we set it to the loss frequency minus the ticks divide by the starve tracker loss frequency. Otherwise we do 0. Oh, because we would only want the end color, right? So this is how much we blend. This is our blend ratio. Our blend ratio. And then this is going to be blend ratio. I'm doing this so that I actually know what the heck this is. It's going to be starve ticks plus 1 less than do I already have that somewhere? No, I don't. mod config dot HUD dot no features dot starve dot tracker dot loss freak. So if this is less than loss frequency, then I want. Apparently, I need to cast it as a float. What am I casting as a float? Oh yeah, okay, I see. Actually, I don't see. And then this is going to be divided by loss freak. Otherwise, it's 0. I don't know how many parentheses I need. I don't need any parentheses. This is a float? Oh, wait, yeah, it should be a float. That would make a lot of sense. So we change our color, we change our alpha, and then we do that. But if we don't enter this, then we're just using this color, skipping this, and then just drawing it based off of that anyway. This is if our max color style is not set to custom. If it's set to custom, then we need to blend it, right? Otherwise, we don't necessarily need to do any blending. If the ticks is equal to 0, if the ticks plus 1 is less than the loss frequency, which it should be, we multiply this by the original alpha. Oh, okay, wait, I see. If the ticks were less than that, which we would be, we get the loss frequency minus the ticks would be 0, which is the loss frequency, divided by the loss frequency, which is going to be 1, and multiply that by the original alpha. So this needs to be times equals the blend ratio, which I don't think I can do. Surprisingly, yes. You can times equal. Is that gonna cast it to an... Is that gonna cast it to a byte? Is that gonna cast it to a byte and then just, like, multiply it by 0? I need to figure this out. I need to experiment with this because I don't trust this for a second. Suppose our byte is like 128. I don't know if I need to cast it. I don't know if I need to cast a constant to a byte, but whatever, I will. And then I do b times equals 0.5. Not plus equals, times equals. And then I print out b. Does that even work? That should give me 64. I guess we negative 64. Okay, suppose it's 64. And then we do 0.5. It's because it's a signed byte, so yeah. No, this is fine. But if I multiply by 0.35, for example, it truncates it? Yeah, it looks like it does. Okay, sick. I don't need to cast shit. I should have known that, but I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. So now this draws the max in the right spot, right? Beautiful. What if I told you that's still not everything? There's one more thing we need to draw. Actually, no, there's like 3 more things. There's 3 more things that we might need to draw. 3 more drawables. The first one is the starvation tracker if our tracker style is saturation. And then the next one is, and then there's the simple and advanced info strings. I think that is honest to goodness everything. Right, because we have this, right? So there's this. I don't know when it draws the bloated. It draws the bloated. I suppose it, I presume it draws the bloated after everything. Yeah, it does. Draw stats overlay and then it draws bloated. So the stats overlay has the regular hunger and stuff, all of this, which we've already done, the saturation, and all the stuff associated with that, and then the max, which we just did, and then the starvation tracker, if it's present, and then the strings. So now we need the starvation tracker. The starvation tracker is not that bad. It's basically just a saturation bar drawable, basically. The only difference is the color is always this, and the amount that we draw is dependent on this. And then yeah, and then it's just using the same jitter array. And the same that, the same that, the same that. and it's multiplying by the starvation ticks. That's the amount that we're doing. And then it's float amount. This is the amount. U, and then V is 9, and then all that stuff. Right, okay. Okay. Abstract scaling feast. Stat bar drawable, right? Could the bloated bar, and now it's the stat bar. This does not have a hunger overlay, so this is false. This is 9, this is 0. And it's that. Boom. Right. Okay. I don't know why this is here twice. Whatever. Background style, that's saturation. Do I want to put that there? No, I do not. I do not wish to. I do not want to put any of that there. This is just, should this draw? Assuming that I'm supposed to draw it, should it be drawn? And that is only if player dot get food stats dot get food level is 0. That's the only time it's done. And now the amount we draw. If max is less than 20, max, otherwise 20. What the fuck is this? After top is the amount. If our max is less than 20, we use it. Otherwise, we use 20. Oh, I see. This is, okay, yeah, alright, that's fine. And then we divide it by the loss frequency. Where the hell am I? Wait, no, I'm in the right spot. Then we divide it by the loss frequency, minus 1. Take that entire result, multiply that by the number of starve ticks. Okay. So this color is always going to be, I can make this a constant. I think that's all I need. Okay, so the amount to draw here is going to be the minimum of modcons.vanilla max hunger and Apple Core API.accessor.get max hunger for the player. So we have that maximum now. Because that'll just make things a little easier. And then I also need the starve ticks. I guess I technically, not really, but whatever. Return, no, not there. Right over here. Return, max divided by mod config dot features dot starve dot tracker dot loss frequency -1. I guess. Do I need to put it like that? Yeah, well, -1. Times scaling feast API dot accessor dot get SF food stats, put in the player dot get starvation tracker count. And that's what we return. That's how much we draw. And then this is going to return tracker color. And the U chord shift is going to be the same as the upper saturation bar drawable, which is this. And then I basically just do upper saturation bar. We do this. I put this here because I have to use it multiple times. Return draw utils dot u chord shift for saturation, passing in that excess. Return what am I doing? Draw utils dot u chord shift for saturation. There you go. Okay, now I don't think that this needs this. I genuinely don't think it does. We don't need this. We just need the excess. And now I need to fix this for everything. I don't need this. I don't need this. Cause it's not gonna need it, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't need it for anything. That's the saturation bar, that's the max, which I guess I'll keep for now. Starvation tracker. Lower saturation bar, starvation tracker max. Okay, works for me. All right, so that is that. And then basically in the HUD overlay handler, I basically comment out all of this, rewrite it to use these drawables, and then we're good, right? We're good. But I need actually, I don't think I can make it an enum. I thought of making an enum, but I don't think that works. Because I ideally want to just extend this so that that is all that overhead is kind of done. I guess. Push matrix, translate, scale, drawstring with shadow. Geo color, pop, and then bind. I have no idea what the heck this is doing, but whatever. It shouldn't be that bad. Just make them... You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna make the enum. No, don't put it in handlers. Put it in HUD. Move it to HUD. Put it over here. Okay, so this is going to be simple. And it's going to be mod config dot HUD dot I don't know what info style. Info style. Oh wait, this has to be HUD category. So it's mod config dot HUD category dot info style. And if I could redo this again, all this would be baked into the actual thing, but whatever. I might be able to just do it like this and then just import it, right? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Style equals style. Wow. Conceptual. Okay. Brilliant. Private. And make it final too. Though it's kind of inherently file, but whatever. So all of this is for whatever stuff. Now add the unimplemented methods, and then we're gonna have a static. I guess this should be public. Drawable dot values dot filter. No, mapping. No. I don't want to map it. That'd be very bad. Filter. Filter. Gotta have the actual word there. Full dot style dot equals mod config dot HUD dot info style dot find first dot get. There's no way that that's not valid. Now, I think this is dumb, personally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say return modconfig.hud.infostyle equals infostyle.simple. Then we're going to return simple, otherwise we return advanced. That's so much better. Assuming we're supposed to draw the info style, we draw the info style. Like it's not rocket science. Do I need the blend for that? I don't think so. Get color. What? Heck are you doing? I don't know. That's fine. Thank you for your redeem. I didn't have a section for it, so I guess I'm gonna have a section for it now. Thank you for your hydrate. Can't I just return this dot name dot to lowercase? All right, brilliant. Return string dot format. This is gonna be SF info %s. You know, it makes a lot more sense not recomputing it every single time. Where this dot name is this thing. Can I access this dot name here? Dot to lowercase. I presume so, because I presume that exists. As the two-string method may return a more user-friendly name. This method is designed primarily for use in a special situation where correctness depends on the exact name, something something, which will not vary from release to release. Okay, yeah, whatever. That's fine. This dot name. So this is going to be like SF info simple, SF info advanced, basically, right? So. What do you mean? The value of the field info strings drawables dot style is not used. You would be correct, actually. It's just based purely on that. Okie doke. Doesn't need blend, doesn't need alpha. I mean, I don't know if it needs blend. But definitely doesn't need alpha, that's for sure. And then this is where I don't put that there, but I put it in here. I put it there. Because everything else is the same. The only thing that differs here is specifically that. So the simple one is no shit simple. GL11.GL push matrix, and then GL11.GL translate F, mod config dot HUD dot info x offset, mod config dot HUD dot info y offset, and then 0. GL11 dot GL scale F 0.5 0.5 I guess 1.0. We don't need to scale it in the Z dimension. And now mc.fontrenderer.drawString with shadow. I don't know what this I is supposed to be, so we're going to need a string.format here. And it's going to be percent %s out of %s. Oh, it's x. And the args, okay, so this is going to be whatever bar I'm on, which is just going to be the ceiling of my hunger divided by max hunger. Player.getFoodStats.getFoodLevel is going to be I guess this can be D, because we're drawing an integer here. Math.ceiling of, there's like no need to cast that. Hunger divide by mod const dot vanilla max hunger. Actually, there is a reason to cast that, because those are both, yeah. Left divide by 0.6f plus 1 divide by 0. What the fuck is this? What the shit is this? What is this? Left divide by 0.6f plus 1 divided by 0.6f. Am I okay? And this is top plus 4.5. Divide by 0.6f. And then we will get to the color in a second. Why I GL color 3F here if I don't need to? Literally no reason to. And there's also no reason to rebind. Because it's gonna be rebound. Now I just need a get color thing. What is this? Okay. Whatever this is, take it. Take it, put it here. Because I'm clearly gonna need it. Hunger, younger. And then scaling feast API dot accessor dot get SF food stats for the player dot actually wait no Apple Core API dot accessor dot get max hunger for the player. What the fuck is your problem? Alright, better. And this is also called in this one as well, so it's fine. The fuck is set color? Slander. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna grab everything that we need here. Equals player dot get food stats dot get food level. And the saturation is gonna be player dot get food stats dot get saturation level. And then the max is going to be Apple Core API dot accessor dot get max hunger. Where are you? Here you are. And then we're gonna gl11 dot gl push matrix. We'll also have a gl11 dot gl pop matrix. Basically, we have the same fucking shit. You know what? I changed my mind. Put draw here. Put this shit in here. Get another draw. Protected, abstract, void, drawstring. MC, I can do this. Entity player, int left, int top. Do I need the max hunger as well? I do need max hunger. I need the hunger and the max hunger, so I might as well just grab those and throw those in. And then there's going to be this dot drawstring. Oops. Nope. Get max hunger. Boom. All right, now this is drawstring. And we have int hunger and int max, and then we do the same thing over here too. Int hunger, int max. And then I don't need this, and then I don't need this, and I don't need this. And this shit, this is just max. Butte. Then I don't need this. And then I need this to go all the way down here. Gotta pop that matrix. And that's all the simple string, the simple one does. It just draws that string. Everything else here is consistent between both of them. Now, why are you fuckers the same? So it doesn't need the left or the top, right? Because it only uses it this one time. I don't think. Oh, it does use it again. All right, whatever. I don't care. It's fine. Top plus 4.5 divide by 0.6. Now, why is this inside the loop? To what fucking end? I don't reassign left anything. Left, this is like the only time it's done, right? Right? Yeah. What the heck? Okay. Left plus 1 divide by 0.6. Iterable tuple string integer get advanced info string for this player. We iterate over that. And then for each tuple, I need to make an actual loop. in this. As much as I would love to just call a for each on this, the problem is that there's so many assignments and stuff being done, it would be really annoying to rewrite this, and I cannot be bothered. Oh, I need to reset it for each one. Oh ho ho, I get it now. It needs to actually be reset every time. Yeah, it's a little jank, but it does work. If T dot gets second, if that's null, then if drawing sat, then color is, if sat is greater than 0, whatever you are, 0x ff 5, otherwise 0x 555555. Otherwise, we set the color to be get color, passing in those. Otherwise, the color is t dot gets second dot int value. So that's the color. And this is mc dot font renderer dot draw string with shadow. The text is going to be t dot get first. We're going to put it at x, we're going to put it at y, and we're going to put it at color, I guess. Color. And x is going to be plus equals mc dot font renderer dot get string width for t dot get first. Mod config dot HUD dot draw saturation. Then we break. We don't want to do that. Otherwise, y equals top divided by 0.5. Oh, we just subtracted this bit right here. That's it. That's all we do there. So then it's literally just do all this. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I don't know if this works at all. And so this is where we would test it, right? But I will not be doing that today. We have all of our drawables, though. They're all done. They're all made. Now we just go into on pre-render. We have to do a couple things here. And we compute everything we need to compute. Basically, most of the stuff stays the same. And then we're just gonna have a collection of drawables that we will iterate through and draw. And then that saves all of that. And then if there's a problem drawing, if there's a bug with this thing doesn't draw correctly, I know which one to go to fix, right? Otherwise, I'm going through this 500 line plus file to try and debug it, which is it's a mess, right? Don't do that. And that should make it easy to figure it out. And then I'm also not passing a bunch of things all back and forth and whatever. I am recomputing a couple things a couple times, but they're not extremely intensive, so they're probably not that bad. And then I don't even think I need these anymore. Probably not. And I don't need to load the colors. Loading the text colors. What is this? Oh, I see. So it's not always going to be that. And 0x, I don't know what it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. And now I have a thing right here. Update text colors. And I'm pretty sure this is just that whole thing. Now, how does it determine which one it wants? Based on saturation, okay. And this is going to be drawUtils dot get saturation text color, and we're going to pass in the saturation. There we go. I think I want to do this now before I forget. DrawUtils dot update colors, drawUtils dot update text colors. Now I don't need to do this because my GUI icons checks every time if we're default, then bind to default, otherwise bind to reversed. So I don't need to worry about that. So that's good. And now I won't forget to do that, which is also good. I do not know why the HUD category is here, but it just is. I don't think there's anything else. Calculate jitter amount. That's something that I will have to do in the beginning. And there's a get jitter amount. That's private, that's private. This I've called. This I've called. I've done that. Get color for bar. I've done that because it's for this stuff. Okay, everything here has been done. I'm good. Awesome. I am going to wrap it here, actually. A little earlier, I usually go for 4 hours with modding, but A, we're at a pretty good place to stop, and B, I have a lot of other things I need to do today, so I need to get on that stuff. So we're gonna end early so that I have time to do that stuff. Basically. All right, I had a good time. We made some good progress. Next week, assuming I don't have time to do this throughout the week, which I probably won't, unfortunately. If I did have time to do this throughout the week, I would do the testing and verifying and stuff myself. That way, next stream we can just move on to other issues and stuff. But probably not gonna have time this week. I don't know. Assuming I don't, we'll be testing this next week. And like fully implementing it and testing it. So yeah. And that'll be that. And then what we will see is visually no difference, except for the bloated like hunger when you have the hunger effect. That'll be a little different. But yeah, that's separate. So I will get going. Thank you for tuning in and joining me on this little journey today. Tomorrow we've got more Minecraft. Yes. All right. Sounds good with me. So you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all later. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.